Let's give this old variable capacitor a good spray down. It's got a lot of crud on it. I'm using hot water, just shooting it to it. Get all the crap out of there. 70 years of junk that's accumulated in those blades. The chicken is in the pot, and we're going to go ahead and cook that baby for 3 minutes at a time. I'm going to hit the on button, and I'm also going to apply some heat, which will give me the red light here. Now we just wait. We're going to do about 3 times on one side and then flip it over and do 3 times on the other. And if that's not clean enough, we'll do it some more. We're about to start cleaning the variable capacitor. I've got everything all pretty much set up. I got a pair of small duckbill pliers and a little bit of sandpaper and brush and a nail file. And that's right, a nail file. But first, I decided to come over here and put a little, let me get the light over here, put a little naval jelly on our tube shields. I only have 2 of these Philco tube shields. The third one was missing, you'll recall. And but I have a friend up in Indiana named Daniel. He's getting ready to send me one. It may already be in the mail. And every time I need something, I always we do a yell for him, Daniel, I need a piece of part. And he usually has what I need, and he sends it to me, and I throw a couple bucks his way. And I don't think you can see it in the camera, but the blades right here have been whacked really bad in the past. I'm not sure how it happened, but these have been really banged bad. So what I'm going to have to do is take the old duckbill pliers and kind of straighten them out the best I can. Get them nice and straight, and then take some sandpaper or maybe even this nail file and slide up in there and kind of knock off the rough edges where it was battered over from being hit. So let me go ahead and work on that and see how that works. Now, and when you work on these blades, and also here it's been banged also, but when you work on these blades, on these tuning capacitors, once again, it's the same old story I keep repeating. Take your time. Go slow. You mangle this thing, you're out of business completely. Also, there's one other thing. This is turning way too hard. It should turn much, much easier, but it's not. Now this center one's doing fine. This is the fine adjust. The small shaft is the fine. This is the coarse. But it's really nasty and dirty down in here. I'm going to have to do some extra cleaning. I'm going to have to take this apart. And that's cool, because at least you'll get a chance to see what's in there. Whenever the end of one of these aluminum blades is hit or struck with something, it'll cause it to flare out on the left and the right and get very close to the blade next to it. The best way to solve them, now you can go ahead and spend a lot of time, sandpapering and everything, but first you have to take the old small duckbill pliers and kind of get up in there, and they're aluminum blades and they're soft, and you get on both sides nice and straight, and you give a squeeze like that, and when you squeeze it, the burr will disappear. It puts it back into its original shape. It flattens that metal out to where it's a blade again. Now, I've just done it with each of these blades all the way across. I had the burrs on both sides. It takes patience. Now once I get done, now I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper and I'm going to stick it, I'm going to cut it to the right size first. Let me get this light out of here so I can kind of show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it to the right size, and I'm going to slide it in between these blades like so. See if you can see that. I'm just going to slide it in there, and then I'm going to work that baby back and forth until I smooth down. You can see right here where there was still some burr sticking out. It appears on the sandpaper right there at the bottom. Now I'm going to spend a lot of time going down through these blades all the way across. Probably at least an hour or more on all the blades. Very tedious job. Tedious. They should call these things, instead of vintage radios, they should call them tedious radios. Now I've folded the paper in half and then in half again, and then I really made sure I had a sharp edge at the bottom. I laid it on the table and really pressed down tight. I ran the screwdriver down along the edge to make it nice and, it's more of a knife edge where it'll fit between these blades a little easier. And I've done this for many radios. You clean it up, it takes any burrs out that might be down in there. You don't have to spend a lifetime between each blade. Just pick it up, put it in the next one, back and forth. I have the blades all the way open. And take your time and just go back and forth. It takes crud, dirt, and everything that wasn't cleaned in the ultrasonic cleaner. Go to the next one and keep doing it. Of course, it takes 2 hands. So that's what I'll be doing. The back side of the tuning cap, the blades are also cleaned by you reshape your paper, get it to the width of the blades, and then just go blade to blade in between all the way down, just like that. Pick it up, slip it in the next one, give it a good cleaning. Okay, every once in a while I'll stop and make sure that my tube shields are remaining wet with navel jelly. Man, I guess that makes me a multitasker, doesn't it? Even after all that time spent in the ultrasonic cleaner and washing it in the sink, a lot of the stuff still didn't come off on here. It's a corrosion. What happened was it was all covered up with dirt and grease and crap, and the ultrasonic cleaner exposed it. And now it's real powdery. It just flakes off of there. I'm going to have to really give this a real good scrubbing with a scrub brush. Get all that stuff loose. It's in several other places on the tuning capacitor also. Let me see if I can find some. Looking down in here. It's way down in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's that white stuff and it just flakes right off. After a little bit of work, our old variable capacitor is beginning to show a little bit of promise. It's coming along, it's looking a lot better. Just a bit by bit type of deal. I've got to do the front yet. This is looking nice. And our tube shields, all the rust has been removed. We're down to whatever was left on them underneath the plating. I've seen paint on radio cabinets, specks and dots and everything. That's kind of a common occurrence with those old wooden radios, but look at this white there. I have never seen paint on a tube shield. How the heck did that happen? Well, I'm getting a little tired of cleaning, so let's take a break and tear something apart. This shaft right here has to come off because I told you it turns hard. I don't like that. On the other end of the shaft is a little tiny gear that meshes with a wheel, a half a wheel. It's only half a wheel, just sort of like a half moon with a gear along one edge. And when you turn the old shaft, that tiny little gear right there moves the larger one like this. And when the larger gear moves, the entire capacitor setup moves. The stator and the rotor. This is the rotor because it rotates. The stator is the set of blades that do not move. They stay in place. The stator stays, the rotor rotates. That's the way it was told to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and close these blades back up. You should always keep your blades closed as much as possible. You don't want to mangle them. We're going to take these 2 screws out, this one here and this one here, and get this shaft off of here and see what we find. Once again, lacquer thinner, our old standby, and our acid brush does come in handy for cleaning, even the variable capacitors. So you can really do a good job if you really take your time. Now, I have removed the gear thing on the front that turns the variable capacitor because it was very hard and I thought it might have been stuff down inside the gear itself. Now that we've got it out, we will turn this this flange right here that holds the dial scale. Let's see how easy it turns. Oh, look at that. Just easy as can be. So the problem was, in fact, the tuning mechanism, and we will tear that apart in the next video. I just don't have enough time to do it now. This whole thing has taken a lot longer than expected. But anyway, I appreciate everybody hanging with me. And I'm kind of disappointed in the low-level light capability of my camera. One of these days I'm going to have to break down and get a better one, but I'll do my best to try to provide better and better lighting. And until next time, this is John. Well, DR Olds 100 requested that I let him hear the radio one more time and the turntable playing. So, you know, I guess DR means he's a doctor. Olds means he drives an Oldsmobile, and I guess he's 100 years old, so I just can't turn down that combination. So here goes, guys. This is, I just got home from work, and this is WSM out of Nashville, my favorite station.
The attacks that the U.S. has made on Al-Qaeda and Libya using the unique capabilities of the
Saw folks flowed in. Hey, remember last year? Furnace all the way up, you're still...
I know about double high-speed ducting.
Hot time, Tim Case. News Talk 820 AM and 96.7 FM.
Let's go back to WSM. That's the one I like the most. .6:50 a.m. Let's see if we can't put this down there like that. Switch this to phono. Crank up the volume.
I'm lonesome for someone to kiss me goodnight, just the way you used to do. My aching heart needs someone to shine love's light, for without you I'll always be blue. If I don't have you to help me along, I know I can never go right. Without you beside me to show me the way, I'm lost like a stranger in the night.
Well, that's the best we can do. It'll be going back to him very soon, and I just hope the owner, John, and his daughter and his wife enjoy it.